Hi, this is Josh Marshall from TPM Media. This is TPMTV's last week at the Veracifire channel here at YouTube. Next week, we're moving to our own TPMTV YouTube channel. So if you want to keep seeing our daily episodes, stop by TPMTV. That's youtube.com/TPMTV right here and subscribe today.
So what role did you play? How were you helpful, do you believe, in the process?
I will let you and others be the judge of that. I did the best that I could. I came back because I wasn't going to phone it in.
Now that we've got a deal, let me ask you, how big a role did John McCain play in doing this deal?
I think it was decisive in regards to the House being involved. John didn't phone this one in. He came and actually did something Barack Obama did not do. Went over to the House and sat down with the Republicans, talked to the Democratic leadership and said, what are your concerns? He looked them in the eye. He actually listened to what they had to say. Then he tried to get everybody in a room, finding a common solution. You can't phone something like this in. Thank God John came back.
What Senator McCain was able to do was to help bring all of the parties to the table, including the House Republicans whose votes were needed to pass this. So it appears that great progress has been made. What Senator McCain was able to do, the reason he suspended his campaign, the reason he came back to Washington, was to help get all of the parties to the table. Senator McCain knew time was short, and he came back, he listened, and he helped put together the framework of getting everybody to the table.
Did John McCain play a significant role in shaping the bill as it stands?
Oh, absolutely. As Senator Lieberman said, this bill would not have been agreed to had it not been for John McCain. If people want to get something done in Washington, they just watch John McCain. He's been the guy whose name is at the top of major pieces of legislation for a long time, so he gets the job done.
Thanks, Governor.
What Senator McCain did is, what he knew would be helpful, and that is come in, bring all the parties to the table. The whole thing was, the wheels were off the car, and he came in and very quietly behind the scenes worked almost nonstop to pull those parties together. Particularly, I think Friday there was a dramatic turnaround. If I had to identify the value added and maximum value added, it was then from Senator McCain's perspective. But he worked right up to the time. He did the people's business.
Senator McCain came back to Washington to fight for the taxpayer, to fight for the little guy. We haven't heard much from Barack Obama. We still don't know whether or not he intends to come back to Washington. Senator McCain interrupted his campaign. He suspended his campaign activity to come back to Washington to get Republicans around the table. Without Senator McCain, House Republicans would not have appointed a negotiator, which would not have moved this bill forward. So it's really Senator McCain who got all parties around the table to hammer out a deal.
I put my campaign on hold for a couple of days last week to fight for... I put it on hold last week to fight for a rescue plan that puts you and your economic security and your family and working Americans first. I'll never be a president who sits on the sidelines when this country faces a crisis. I'll never do that. It's not my style to simply phone it in. And I've never been afraid of stepping in to solve problems for the American people, and I'm not going to stop now. Senator Obama took a very different approach to the crisis our country faced. At first, he didn't want to get involved, and then he was monitoring the situation. That's not leadership, that's watching from the sidelines.
The bill has failed. The bill has failed.
This is the alert on the bottom of the screen. The House is now, it just came across the wires, has now rejected this bill.
The bill was defeated.
You saw Ellen Tauscher there, the Speaker pro tem of the House, bring the gavel down on the vote. They've moved on to other business now.
It's been defeated.
We talked about the arm twisting. Now it's done. This is a done deal.
Obviously, they got nowhere trying to switch those votes. As a matter of fact, the one vote that they switched back.
Oh.
Final vote, 206, 227. 227 nays. The bill has failed.
So where do we go from here? I mean, is the negotiation...
start over. I mean, the
completely
bottom line,
start over.
Well, you can't. This bill is not passing in its current form. We were all here all weekend watching the maneuvering. We've got a deal. We've got an agreement. All this kumbaya among the leadership. The bottom line remains what we've known for days, that rank-and-file lawmakers in the House, especially Republicans, are just not on board with what they're being served. They're saying, we're just not going to eat this.
John McCain needed to deliver votes. Speaker Pelosi said continuously she was not going to deliver Democratic votes. The Republicans had to do it in the House first. John McCain suspended his campaign to get relief for American families, to help American families.
You just said he was there to deliver Republican votes, and the fact of the matter is he did not deliver the Republican votes.
He took this process from dead in the water to a vote in the House of Representatives this morning. Absolutely dead in the water, no hope whatsoever, a bill everyone condemned, Democrats excluding Republicans. This morning we had a vote, only because of John McCain.
That vote has failed. The bailout has failed.
Senator Obama and his allies in Congress infused unnecessary partisanship into the process. Now is not the time to fix the blame.